Turf 101, 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 turf.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Turfn Talks podcast. We a year strong. We like 40 interviews in strong. You know, sometimes you see me. Shout out to my host, co-host Nettie. Nettie ain't here at the moment. You know, sometimes we all got to handle business, which is good. But we still got to keep the ball rolling. And before I say anything, I always say this. Hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel, TURFN _101. Let me back this up so y'all can see this a little bit. Turfn 101. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Right? It's an underscore there. It's not here right now, but best believe me, it's there. Instagram is the same handle, TURFN _101. My name is Rawne. You know, I'm one of the OGs here, of course, and I love doing this. But we got a special guest right now. And believe it or not, right now, he's not even stateside. But I'm going to let him introduce himself, talk a little bit about himself. But I'm not going to call him by his government name, even though you see it at the bottom right now. We going to call him Gorilla Sage. And we have another guest that's from the East Coast. I'm going to let him describe his style. But first of all, tell the people, you know, your name, where you from. And I ask this first question to all guests. When is the first time you ever busted a move? Not any style, not anything. Just when is the first time you can remember it? The first dance move you hit, where would you at? Describe the environment, all that good old stuff.
I got you. Because I'm over here in Kenya, let me know at any point in time if I'm not clear or not. But yes, peace and love, family.
Okay, no, you're good.
Okay. No, peace and love, family. Definitely appreciate the love on the platform. Turfn 101, major shout out to you, bro. And yeah, my name is Haseem Bivens, also known as Gorilla Sage. I am a movement artist. I started dancing on the East Coast. I'm from a town called Greenburgh, New York, but a lot of my dance history is rooted in Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
I started with major shout out to Brooklyn. Like that's all of my dance history as far as like how I came up, my battle history, and where I got my start. But training wise, I was first inspired by my OG King Kong. He's from the Bronx, which is closer to Greenburgh than Brooklyn. And I met him and I started to understand what the Caribbean influence was on the street dance style. A lot of people like to say bruck up and turn into flex and all those things.
Right.
King Kong had a different way of approaching it because his inspiration didn't come from the flex scene. He wasn't in Brooklyn and he didn't watch BCAT.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I interject real quick? Let me ask you this. Sorry about this,
Absolutely.
but you said King Kong, and I remember I seen the video that you had shared about all the gorilla walks. This is what we talking about? Is this where this from? This is where you first started seeing that from?
Absolutely.
Okay, that shit is fire too. I ain't gonna lie. But keep going. Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. No, so yeah, just giving you a little bit about my background. Seeing King Kong or hearing about him being a dancer from Greenburgh, not many men were really trying to do street dancing back in the day. There was a couple people trying to crump. You know, people saw crump up there and called it the Chris Brown. You feel me? But like Brooklyn had a whole thing that was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
people had a whole thing that was going on in Brooklyn. And my OG Kong was influenced in a different way. And I happened to meet him. And then he took me under his wing. I was so inspired by how he turned into an animal with his dancing. Like it just looked animatronic. It changed my life really, man. So, and I talk about that in the book that I just recently published, which I'll get into in a second too.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, that's me as a dancer. And to answer your question, my mother will get mad at me if I don't say this, bro. I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5. And the hammer dance, bro. The hammer.
Let's go.
Bro,
hey, you're the first person. I was waiting for somebody to say hammer and not Michael Jackson. Everybody been saying Michael Jackson. Damn it. Shout out to Michael Jackson too. But damn it, hammer. Bro. You feel me? He's from the town. He's from Oakland.
I know.
You.
Like,
hammer.
Feel me?
Hammer
like,
don't hurt him.
Hammer. Like we could talk about Hammer's influence all day, bro. Like, but on some, I wanted the pants. I wanted to move like Hammer, but it wasn't until when I saw Michael, it became magic. Like it became.
Yeah, I give you that.
It became ethereal. It became something a little deeper. It was like, yo, Hammer was fun, hype, You know what I'm saying?
Man, hold on.
But
Side
that was
note,
the
you know,
first.
Hammer was one of the judges at the first Oakland versus Brooklyn battle that we had, where the Warriors played in the Oakland Coliseum. Hammer was one of the judges. Hammer, Mr. Wiggles, and I forgot who the third judge was. Hammer, Mr.
I
Wiggles, and
remember
someone.
watching clips from that battle.
Yeah, Hammer was the judge. That's funny though. Full circle moment.
That's
Shout out to Hammer.
crazy.
But yeah, no, Michael
Major
Jackson. Let's
shout
get
out to
that.
him.
I knew Mike was gonna come up. We all love Mike, man. Like it was gonna come up.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to my brother John Boogs, who's done some, the Michael Jackson biopic that's coming out.
Yeah.
They just dropped the trailer. My brother John Boogs, who's a really good friend of mine in the popping community, he just did some work on the movie, and I'm so excited to see what
Yeah, you
he's
talking about
done.
John Buzz. John Buzz is kind of lanky. He got dreads. I know John Buzz. He battled my boy
Yeah, that's my
Farside years
brother.
ago. Farside flew out to, I think, Atlanta. Yeah, Far my boy. He's
Yeah.
the one who taught me how to pop. Like I'm attached to like
Okay.
MGF and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Much respect to those brothers. And
Mm-hmm.
I met him while I was out in Vegas doing some work, and we really got kind of tight. But yeah, bro, to answer your question, straight up, Hammer. Straight up.
Hammer, how old were you? You said you was like 4 or 5ish, right? And it was the typewriter
probably
too?
about 4. It was the typewriter, bro. It was absolutely. It just felt so. I guess I was attracted to like animated looking things, and it just looked so. Like his shoulders was going like this, his feet was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I fuck with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So this was in. So you in? What's it called again? What's the city called again? Greens.
So I'm born in Greenburgh, New York.
Greensburg.
It's a town.
I almost
It's a
said
town in West.
Greensboro. Greensburg. Okay.
Yeah,
so
because
this
that's
is happening.
people always think Greensboro is,
Yeah.
but that's in North
Yeah.
Carolina.
So
Greensboro, but
Greensburg. This is
Greensburg, New
happening in
York.
Greensburg. So in Greensburg,
Yeah.
all right. Let's fast forward you. When did you start? After Hammer, when did you start like developing a passion for dance? Was this like elementary school? Was this middle school? When did it start becoming a thing that you were like you started gaining interest in?
It wasn't. I liked to watch street dance movies, like after the Hammer thing and watching Mike. I really didn't like try to dance. I didn't try to, showcase anything. I might have done like a little like wave through the body up and down because it looked cool on movies like Breakin' and Beach Street.
Right.
I loved that culture. You know what I'm saying? I loved I thought it was magical. But I didn't start to want to train in dance until I saw the movie Rise. So
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah. That was the year. Yeah. We had a
Yeah,
special connection
like,
with them too. Yeah, we battled
bro,
them right before the movie came out.
I watched Hyphy versus Crump. I
Yeah, that was
remember
us.
watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in that too. I had like dreads and stuff. I was a little skinnier.
Bro.
Yeah. Hyphy versus
I
Crump.
couldn't wait to
Right?
tell
2
you I
weeks
watched
before
that
Rise
joint. I
came
watched
out.
that joint. Bro, on LimeWire, I'm downloading it on the East Coast, bro.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. Yeah. Damn, I think when I'm in that battle, I was like 19. I was the youngest out of the OGs now. I was the youngest. I'm
That's
still the
dope.
youngest OG. I had to be like just turned 19. Yeah, I had on
And
some
look
good
at
years.
what you're doing now. Like, look how like you're the OG holding it down. Like that's yeah.
So you was watching Rise. So was your all right. So when you start developing a style, right? Was it crumping first?
Yep.
It was crumping
Yep.
first. Okay. So who did you
Absolutely.
like?
Tie dyes.
Tie
Tie-dye
dyes.
was
So
the
she's
greatest
like,
thing since
what?
Tie dyes was the greatest thing I ever seen in my life, dog. When I saw Rise, I was like, yo, this is life changing.
Right.
I was decent, I thought, at Crump, but I wasn't like that. And I was really trying to find myself and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to say. But that's why I stopped crumping when I saw Kong dance. When I saw Kong.
Okay, so you was crumping. Give me the timeline now. So give me the timeline. Let's say
I got
you was crumping until what time when you saw Kong
So
dance?
I
What
was,
age?
and mind you, this is all documented on my YouTube page. Like I got videos of me like 17, 16 years ago crumping in my mom's apartment at like 16, 17. Right? So, it's like, mind you, I'm about to graduate high school and I'm doing this crumping thing, but I'm hearing about this guy in my neighborhood, King Kong. There's not many dancers up there, not many male dancers at least, that are
Right,
doing the
right,
street dance thing. But
right.
I'm one of the most known out there because I'm really going hard. I'm trying to do crump sessions in the streets of Greenberg. Nobody knows what's going on. Like,
You putting on for the dance scene from you, yeah. That's that's a heavy load, bro. I respect
but
you
nobody
already.
knows me.
Yeah,
Thank you. No, but nobody knows me. So I'm now just kind of how like Crump was like, it was in LA, but then it started to go out to Pasadena. It started to go out to Long Beach.
yeah,
It started to spread.
right.
I thought I was trying to do that with the Crump movement. So in my town of Greenberg, we're right next to Yonkers and Mount Vernon, which is where DMX, The Locks, Jada Kiss, and they was
Mhm.
from. So I heard there's some crumpers down there. So I'm going and crumping with them, 17, 16. And right before I go to college, I keep hearing about this King Kong dude. So I'm trying to track him down, but he's a little older than me. You know what I'm saying? He's not really around my age, so he's not really trying to dance like that no more. He got a full-time job. I'm still a
Right,
little young.
right,
I'm about to go
right.
to college. I'm still mad energetic. I hear he
Yeah,
works
yeah,
at
yeah.
Radio Shack. I hear he works at Radio Shack in the Galleria Mall in White Plains. I'm like, I know where that's at. I take a shot in the dark and go to the Radio Shack. I've been there plenty of times before, but I go there this time to look for him. I see this short dude, little dude, not even really stocky. He's stocky now. And I was like, yo, bro, are you King Kong? When I said that to him, he smiled and he literally transformed behind the counter and walked from behind the look, he floated behind the counter. Yo,
Bro, you sound like Dave Chappelle when he was talking about
we talk about Prince. I'm telling you, because mind you, the counter. So in Radio Shack, I can't see his feet,
yeah,
bro. So I'm behind.
yeah.
He's behind the counter. But I've never
He
seen a
said he
man
found it.
float like in person. I'm in Greenberg. I
Yeah.
haven't went to Brooklyn yet to battle. I haven't done those things. I haven't really
Right,
seen.
right.
I seen flexing online, but most of what I was seeing was bone break. I didn't understand the styles of flexing yet. I'm still trying to
Yeah.
crump.
Right, right.
When I saw King Kong, bro, it was done. I was like, all right, crump is down. Whatever you doing, I'm trying to do that.
So now you in Radio Shack, right? He come from behind the
Mhm.
counter. What was that conversation like for you? Because you ain't at this point in time, you ain't seen him dance, right? You ain't really seen him get down yet.
I,
You just heard.
he had like 10-second clips or 30-second clips on YouTube
Okay.
that were like it was like, you know how you YouTube and you try to research, but it'd be like 2 or 3 videos of like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
He had a hoodie on. I ain't really see him. When I seen it in
Right,
person,
right. So
it
did he
was
get
cool.
down for you? Like right then and there, did he get down, or did it take like y'all had to exchange numbers? You had to come back and see him or meet him up somewhere.
When I asked him, "Are you King Kong?"
Mm-hmm.
and he came behind the counter, that was when I saw him. That was the get down. Like that was it. I'm telling you, bro. He came from. I was like, bro, take my number. What you want to do? Yo, I'm Haseem. Yo, I'm this. I was like, yo, bro, this is. I'm very genuine.
Yeah,
When it
yeah.
comes to meeting people, so I come hat in hand.
Right,
I don't like to put on airs like I'm some type of big whatever.
right,
I'm
right.
very much so a humble dude. I don't need to brag about what I do. I love dance. I love movement. I have my biases. I'm not perfect. You feel me? But I also want to give back and I'm genuine. So
Right.
me and him hit it off. But like I told you, he's a little older than me, right? So as I'm trying to like really get into the dance, he's like, yo, I gotta get this full-time job on. I got things I gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was you know the artist, I think it's Shaggy. Shaggy
Yeah.
was a reggae artist, right?
Yeah,
He got the
Shaggy.
big
Yeah.
hit. But he did his song called Broadway. And Kong was in that video. He was in that music video. He's been in spaces with people like Mark Marvelous, who's one of Usher's choreographers, and he's big in the industry. So he's been around, but he was never embraced back then. So he always felt like, man, I'm gonna just do me. I'm gonna just do me up here,
Right.
and it is what it is.
So
I happened to find
was he considered like, because you brought this up before, I just want to make sure he was considered more like his foundation was like Caribbean style. Was it like dance hall style, or was it more so
absolutely.
what? Okay.
So within that flavor, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see Kong. He'll see Kong do the shoulder drop. You'll see him do the snap.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't do any of the four corners. He doesn't do any of the Brooklyn style foundation when it comes to bruck up, right? That's where I think because Kong wasn't embraced and because I'm one of the only people that have kept his style alive, there's not many people that are able to talk about the differentiation of
Right.
flexing, of bruck up, of these different
Right.
styles.
So can I have one more question? Do you know that have you know Aku?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is it more so like you see how Aku has that different you can tell like it's a different you can tell like it's like he was older and he did this before what looks like was it like that? Cause I look at Aku and I'm like, bro, that looks I can
It's
tell the
different.
lineage is different though. Yeah.
And I say different comparatively to what you have, what people have coined bruck up to be right now is a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
thing, but it was a perspective of a certain group of people. When it was
Right.
coming up in Brooklyn, it was just organic, formulated fun. Nobody was making names to their shit. They were just doing how their body took to this rhythm, took to this energy. So Kong coined his style, jungle movement, when he would beat his chest like a gorilla,
Mm-hmm.
walk on his hands. He got a move called
Yeah,
the
you
vine
do that.
whip.
I like that little that
Bro,
yeah.
when Yak, remember, you know Yak Films because they're from the Bay, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. When Yak Kong went viral on World Star Hip Hop back in like 2014 or whatever.
Right.
Yak Films, you remember how big World Star was? Yak Films found Kong and did a whole special on him and his jungle movement. 4
That's crazy. I got
moves: the monkey strut, the Kong crawl, the vine whip. Like, these are actual things that he originally did and was too different to really put him in somewhat of a box. Like, he didn't claim to be, you know how flexing has styles, gliding, bone breaking, all of that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
He wasn't pausing. He
Mm-hmm.
he 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 did glide, but it wasn't the same patterns that the flexors glide with. It was like he copied Genuine and he was inspired by Michael Jackson. So he stayed in a different lane with like a swag of dance hall with the gorilla thing. Like, it was a whole
Right.
like fit him. It just fit him. And he wasn't out here trying to get the glory. So he kind of just put dance down a little bit and just focused on, getting his life together as a man.
Right. Bro, I gotta find Kong. I gotta get Kong on too, bro.
Find him.
I gotta get Kong on with you.
He teaches Wing Chun and self-defense martial arts right now. Am I still coming in? This ain't trying to reconnect. I know, internet. It was rocking for a second. Am I still coming in? Yeah, no, it's cool.
So I said before, I said, man, I gotta find you gotta find this dude and get him on with you. I gotta find Kong and get him on with you. Hey, all right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Last thing I was gonna say, he would probably love to
Mhm.
talk to you. He teaches Wing Chun and self-defense currently.
Dude,
He
talking
has a
about
beautiful.
I've been doing Wing Chun for like 5, 6 years. That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious,
You
bro.
you and
I
him,
have a seafood and
will get.
everything. I started in
Yo,
Long Beach. As a temple in Long Beach on Junipero. Your wife probably know where it's at. Yeah.
that's crazy. He said there's a Wing Chun temple in Long Beach. You probably on what? Where at
It's
again?
on Junipero. It's kind of
Oh,
like by where
Juanapero.
yeah, Junipero, yeah.
Juanapero. What? Yeah. Okay. Yo, we lived on Second Street. We lived on Second Street, bro.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
during COVID, when things got sticky for in New York, because I met my wife in New York, but she's from Long Beach, right? We met in New York.
Right.
But during COVID, we moved to Long Beach for like 2 years before we got married in Africa. You feel me? And
Right.
then when I came back and get married in Africa, I went to Vegas and worked over there. But I'll get into that. Long story short about Kong, to finish that up, is that he would love to talk to you, bro. Now that you're a Wing Chun, you got it. He's my Sifu. I'm a
Yeah.
white sash. I just started like not too
Shit.
long ago.
Man,
So
yeah, okay. That's a whole nother conversation.
yeah,
Hey, that's a whole nother
whole
conversation,
nother,
bro.
whole nother
Yeah.
conversation.
So look,
But yeah.
so you meet Kong, you starting to that's the style I'm assuming you start diving into, right? What happened to the styles before? Did you become is this how the Gorilla Sage came about? Did you become a blend of the crumping and the all the other dances and stuff before, or did you just drop it and said, I'm coming completely new?
I think respectfully, as at that time, like, I had to drop what I was doing in order to really dive into this new language I'm trying to pick up.
Got you. Yeah.
think that crumping and all those styles, or not, not even all those styles, because I didn't train in popping, even though I like beat street and breaking. I didn't train in
Mhm.
crump besides what I saw. Like I wasn't trained in these styles. So I'm just picking things up. I was actually for the
Got
first
you.
time gonna learn from somebody in real time. Like I didn't know any crumpers I was learning from. I was the only person really doing it how I was doing it in that town of Greenberg, in that Westchester area that I knew about at that time.
So
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 when I
so
saw a
so
Kong, I'm like,
realistically, this is your original formal style is that Kong style. Yeah.
yes,
So compare
that's why
yourself
my name is
now.
Royal Stage.
So I figured that when you start talking the Kong story, I said, "Oh, Gorilla's age." It makes sense. So you're keeping this lineage
Yeah.
alive, right? So let me try to get a little comparison here going. So you with your style right now, right? Can we just call it
Mhm.
the Kong style?
Jungle. It's the jungle. Jungle
Jungle.
movements or jungle. Jungle
Jungle movement.
movements,
So we'll call it
jungle.
jungle movements.
Yep.
So now you
Mhm,
got jungle movements, right? But now you
mhm.
still got ties and attachments to Brooklyn dancers. How did the Brooklyn scene look at you when you came with that? And like, what was the environment like? And who are some of the first people that you remember running into with that style? This got to be a good one. Like I know.
Yeah, no, coming into Brooklyn was really fun because as I'm learning this
Hmm.
style, I wanna test it. I wanna test it, right? I wanna see
Yeah.
how mighty it is against these other people who are doing these amazing things, like a 45-minute drive away, right? Believe it or not,
Right.
I believe, to my knowledge, I'm the only person, you know about the group BSV.
Yeah. I interviewed Ghost earlier on this like months ago and everything. And
You
yeah,
know
I know
about the
Ghost
group Main
Polar.
Event?
Yeah. Main event. They was on the America's Best Dance Crew, and that's raining them right.
To my knowledge, I'm the only person that has been part of both groups. I didn't start with BSV. BSV was already a thing. I was trying to, what Kong and BSV had in common to me was they
Hmm.
loved the bruck up and the dancer bruck up. They both dropped, they both popped the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
So when Kong wasn't trying to dance anymore, I'm trying to find out who else bruck ups. I find BSV and I go and find Poba. They're doing a performance at some college in Brooklyn. I show up to support. I wait for them to get off stage. I go up to these guys. Hey, I'm a dancer. I broke up too. They invite me to a session at the house. I'm about to be BSV.
Hey, what was it? All right, all right. They invite you to this session, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you don't come out looking like them, right? You
Mm-mm.
come out
Mm-mm.
looking like you come out with the jungle
Yeah.
shit. This is what I want to get to. What was the look
Yeah.
on people's faces? Because they ain't seen you before. The round,
No.
can you walk us through this? Like what song was on and what were the expressions of them?
Oh
Like,
man.
and what did they say to you when they seen you get down?
I think I gave, in my opinion, I think I gave them something that wasn't really being utilized in a big man style at the time. You feel me?
Hmm.
So like big men were used to like doing blow up things and stuff. They really weren't getting on the
Yeah.
floor like that in the same way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, I guess it gave him a different dynamic because I'm a bigger body. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Right.
guys in
Yeah.
BSB were more thin built. They were more like either thin
Yeah.
built or you had the guy like Conqueror who was more athletic. So I think I gave him a different dynamic. I can't remember what song was playing in the first session, but there's definitely a clip of me dancing at the session spot, which was they noted as they called it Slaughterhouse. It's over there on Troop in Bed-Stuy, where I'm dancing in one of my first BSB sessions, and the looks on people's faces is
Right.
crazy because I'm like a bigger dude moving in my face. My face is what I think sells my dancing a lot. I'm very
Right.
characteristic with my facial expressions. And that's one of the things that I was attracted to in Kong's style is like he really messes up his face to look like the gorilla, to look like the character. And I wasn't
Right.
really seeing that with all the angles and all of the
Yeah.
bone breaks and
Yeah.
stuff. Like it was becoming too cool. Like everybody was kind of too cool. It looked like he was too cool to care a little bit. So
I get you. Yeah.
I was more engaged with like the real, like to make up your face. And that's what I
Yeah.
even liked about Bruck Up. Bruck Up would make up his whole face like, you know what I mean? Like
No,
he would do
yeah,
funny
man. I think
characteristic shit. Like,
that's why I like about P. I just interviewed Storyboard too. Like I like people because I dance like that with a lot of character. You know what I'm saying? I love
yes,
people that like you can see it on their face. Like,
bro.
that's wild. So you were in both groups, bro. So but
BSV first.
how did that
BSV first.
so you're in BSV first. How did it come about for you to be in main event?
So BSV was starting this tournament called Loud League. I don't know if you remember Loud League.
Loud. I remember Loud. It was a little
My
back and forth between Loud and Ream stuff.
Battle Fest,
Ream stuff. Battle Fest. It was a
right?
yeah.
Right. So at this time, we know Battle Fest is established a little bit more, and Loud comes out. I'm on BSV
Right.
side, so Loud 2 was my coming out battle. Right? I come out, I feel good, I'm doing my thing, but as I'm dealing with BSV, I'm noticing this thing going on in flexing. There's these bigger dudes over there doing this thing called pausing. And I'm
Right.
asking my bruck up folk, like, who could teach me this? Like, and they're like, yo, that's not what we do. We do something like they call it like maybe like a lock or like a neck lock. I think Ghost might refer to it, but I
Oh,
wanted
that
pausing.
tick that they do that like
Yeah,
yeah.
I wanted pausing. Like when I saw Reg in person, I was like,
Mhm.
that technique is crazy. Like
Right.
it's not so for me, it was about getting around community when it came to BSV, and I thought I found that. But then I wanted to learn a specific technique I thought would look cool on me because I'm trying to find like bigger bodied guys. Like my favorite popper of all time after flat top is Boogie Frantic. Um
Right. Frantic
Boogie
is nice, yeah.
Boogie Boogie is a storyteller. He has a wide frame. I feel like I can learn a lot from how he
Mhm.
uses, certain movement patterns and his musicality and all of those things. But when I left BSV, I went to the Dream Ring and all of these events. I was already going to Battle Fest, but I was repping BSV, which was also really tense because there was also tension between that flexing and bruck up thing back then. It was very, very,
Yeah.
very tense. Very, very, very tense. Like it was like WWE, WF, WCW days. Like it was the raw, like that was the attitude era. Like it was raw. So I kind of just asked for the support of my team members. I went over to the main event side. They didn't embrace me fully. I had to get put down. Like that was the first time I had to battle like 14 dudes.
Yeah, to get to really I respect that.
That was a movie, bro. Like that was crazy. This was after me trying to show up. So I'm driving from Greenberg to Brooklyn now to be with
Mhm.
this team and to show that I'm really trying to be down. And if we in a
Right.
session and they say, yo, go chomp him, you gotta go chomp him. And you gotta
Right.
look good. You gotta make, you know what I'm saying? Like you was the street team trying to get
Right.
down. It was the first
Right.
time I
Right.
had been put on somewhat of a like a hazing process almost, you know what I'm saying, to get down. And I was with it. I was like, let's go. We outside. Main event. We outside. Yo, that's true, babe. My wife she's such my reminder piece. I can't not say that I wasn't in an acting conservatory throughout this
Mm,
entire experience. I have a background in acting. And that
man. Hey, man.
influences a lot of my, like, yeah. It's like
I don't know. I
I've read
respect it, bro.
script.
I'm out here, bro. I had an eco cast to do like right before this.
Yeah.
I'm on active
Yeah, yeah,
access
yeah.
now, bro. I be doing my
Yeah. But
hey,
that's kind of that
yeah.
falls into how I booked the
Yeah.
job for In the Heights, and I've done feature film work, and I got
Yeah.
booked for,
Yeah.
things of that nature.
Yeah.
The person that have you ever seen the show P Valley?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
You remember Uncle Clifford in that show?
Yeah, Uncle Clifford. Yeah. He one of the
When I
main people.
was crumping in high school,
Mm-hmm.
he cast me for my first ever lead role in high school.
Oh,
He's been my mentor ever since.
wow.
He
That's
has
big,
he
bro.
has saved my life on multiple occasions. His name is Nico Anand. That man has saved my life on multiple occasions. And if it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
for him, I wouldn't think that I can do art as a career. He was the one that showed
Right.
me it could be a career.
Right.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got into college the way I did. That man literally changed and altered my mind again to be able to think about doing art as a career, which is why I have my book out now, which is why I've done feature film work, which is why I did over 700 shows in Las Vegas with Awakening and worked with OGs like Nugget. Like it's all of
Mhm.
that compiled.
So since you bringing it up, let's talk about the book, bro? Because I got the book recently, y'all. Everybody, I did get the book. I haven't cracked it open. I cracked open the
All
first
good.
scripture, but I was like, you know what? I want to do the interview first and get to know this
Okay.
brother a little bit. and then I'll be
Absolutely.
able to read and enjoy this on another level, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been waiting to do this interview because I'm gonna be on the road too. I got some reading material. But so how did this what gave you the idea? Was it something that you've always wanted to do? Is writing a part of your artistry? Or is this something that just maybe just came up to you through like, man, a dream, or like you just had an aha moment with everything that surrounded you? How did this come about?
Well, first of all, thanks for buying the book. I appreciate the support. That's first and foremost. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, sure, for
This
sure.
I think highly of myself. You know, I'm a pretty confident person, pretty self-aware, but I
Mhm.
never saw myself being an author. I never saw that.
Right.
I wouldn't even call myself the biggest reader, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just
Mhm.
now kind of getting into that bag as like, you know, an adult, becoming a reader and reading more and things of that nature. Currently reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, which is a fabulous book. It's so entertaining.
Fabulous read. That's a fabulous read. Yeah.
Bro. But
Yeah.
I think things happen in time. So I think something shifted in me while I was out here. I've been living in East Africa for over a year now. And something happened while I was over here. I started to change a lot of habits, diet, just the way I was thinking. And I wanted to give back in a different way. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't
Mm,
always be around the culture and go to every session and da 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 da. Like, I can't.
right.
I want to connect with people in Africa. We've been to Rwanda and taught over 100 kids there. We've helped schools build curriculums for dance and theater programs here. We're doing some real work out here under my
Right.
wife and I's company, Black Love Arts LLC, because my wife and I have a company together.
Oh
So
man,
we're doing these
shout
things.
out to your wife. She's been here the whole time. Hey, hello. Shout out to wife. Shout out to wifey. Everybody's watching this. Shout out to wifey who's off the camera.
She's like, "Hey, Strong Beach, that's yo." No, she appreciates the love. And shoot,
Mhm.
we'll be back in the Bay because we've done work in the Bay, bro. I performed in the Bay like 3 times. We taught master classes
Right.
in the Bay. Shoot, I love. We threw sessions, bro. Squid is the
Yeah.
homie. Hendo is the homie,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Papa is the homie. What? Shout out to all the Crow is the homie,
Crow
bro.
Brown. Al, yeah, yeah.
Crow will always be the greatest flexer not from Brooklyn, bro. It's
Man.
done. It's done. It's done. It's
But you
not
know,
even a
Crow's been
competition.
like that. Crow's been like that. He's had that body ever since like so I used to teach after school dance programs. First we do an hour of study hall, then we do an hour of enrichment. And when I used to teach at this school called Encinal in Alameda with Crow, they was like in high school. You know, I'm older than them. So I was when I was teaching, they would come to my turf dancing class. Crow always had
Mhm.
this before any of them groups. He was always like his body just moved in crazy ways. He was always very flexible, so he was prone to power moves. We used to call him Al Spider, like Al Qaeda, Al Spider, because he used to move like a spider. But he was always before even like the flexing thing, he was already doing that stuff without like seeing
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
flexing though, because it's just
Yeah.
contortionist shit. That's what I'm trying to say. He was
Yeah,
always
yeah,
like a
yeah, 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 yeah.
contortionist, so it's crazy to see his
Absolutely.
development through that, and then to go over to New York and then just be like, man, he be killing shit. But yeah.
Flexing gives anybody that can. I think this is why I went from like the jungle style is great and it's amazing. I just saw certain techniques that were in flexing that if
Mhm.
you mastered them, it'll set you apart. You don't have to dance like
Right.
anybody else. But if your delivery and your presence can read a certain way, it's like having that power level back in Dragon Ball Z where the scouter is like, no, it's off the meter before he even
It's
moves.
off. He said it's over 9,000.
It's off the meter
Yeah.
before he
Yeah.
even moves because there's something that he has unlocked with it. He just know that's what I think perfect flexing does. I say because everybody can, they flex here, they do this, da, da, da. But like perfect
Mhm.
flexing to me is when storyboard looks like he came down from heaven. Like literally,
Yeah.
that's it is for me. Flexing is what it's the magic. It's people call it this, call it that, whatever. But those magical moments where you like, yo, that really looked like a glitch in the matrix, bro. Like
Yeah. Like he
that's
looked fake. That just looking fake as hell.
that was always the goal for me. The goal was never to be the best pauser. It's never to be the best glider. I just want to look fake as hell. Damn it. I'm about to move next to the.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm back?
Oh no, you good. You came back.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, you
I'm like, I'm
good.
about
You
to move
good.
closer to the router or something. Okay. I just want to move fake as hell, bro. I don't really care for the whole the da-da-da, and who's the best this, that, and the third. Looking fake means the
Right.
most to me. Like suspending my audience's disbelief, making them forget about, whatever they're going through because I like to, I was thinking one day, like as performers, I like to think that we're in the transportation business. We take people places.
So would you say your greatest joy out of dance is the entertainment aspect? Entertaining.
My greatest, no, I just care. I just care that much about who's watching. Like I care a lot. Like you don't have to care. I think first and foremost is me, like me first. But I'm also a performer. Like I've gotten paid to perform. So I don't think you can just worry about yourself when you turn it into something to be monetized, right? And that's why I wrote
Right.
the book, is to help creatives monetize their crafts. Getting back to the
Oh,
book, like
okay, so
that's really
back
what
to
it
the
was.
book. The
You
title of the
feel me?
book. What is the title of the book again? Say the title of the book.
The title of the book is "Move Different: The Creative Hustle Guide."
The Creative Hustle Guide. Okay. So
Move
give us the
different, the creative hustle.
synopsis. Give us the synopsis of it for the audience. What is the synopsis of it? Without giving away the game, give us the synopsis of what the book
Absolutely.
is. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, no, it's definitely it uses my story and my journey and what
Mm-hmm.
I've done and the tools that I've acquired in my journey, and I've put it in an ebook right now to help others monetize their craft. So it talks about the first time I was inspired by dance and how what it
Mm-hmm.
has done for me inspirational wise, but also how I was able to take that passion and turn it into profit. You know what I'm saying? I think. And yeah, and then shout out to Brooklyn, because if you heard Brooklyn people talk about the things that they've learned, they call them scrolls. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got this
Right.
scroll from my
Yeah.
OG. So all of my chapters are scrolls,
The
all of them.
scrolls. Right.
Each chapter is a different scroll that you can take from, implement into your life, and whether it doesn't have to be dance. That's why I called it the Creative Hustle Guide. It doesn't have to be dance.
Right.
It just talks about how to take your art and monetize it, and things that I've done and implemented in my life that has turned my dance passion into a career. That's really what I wanted to give back to the culture. And it
So
just
you
started
said
to
you
just
came
flow
to
out of me.
you came into this came into fruition while you were in Africa. So when you look at your
Mhm.
profile, you got multiple flags up there. You got Tanzania, you got Kenya, you got Rwanda. So how does
Mhm.
each of these like live within your art?
I got married in Zanzibar 3.5 years ago, and that was my first time on the continent. Me and my wife barely spoke any Swahili back then, and we fell in love with the culture, and we would always say we would be back. Fast forward to when I was done with my contract at the Wynn Hotel and Casino at doing Awakening, we
Mhm,
just booked a one-way ticket to these East African countries. We've only been to one before, so I say that to say this: we've
mhm.
been I've battled in Kenya before. I battled in Kenya last year when I was here. I did my first. I
Hey,
came back to the battle scene to the just to. And I don't really. There's nothing I want. I don't tournaments, whatever, wins, whatever. I just wanted to do it just to do it, and just to
right,
showcase
right,
the style out here and to shock people. Because I do think there's a shock value, because right now Afro beats and I'm a piano and those dances are really hot, but what I do is very different, and that's exactly the reaction I got. So I think those three countries had reminded me, for one, stay hungry, stay humble, and remember that you're the gold. Like
mm.
you are the gold. I see these kids out here that are in Nairobi. They have the largest slum in Africa called Kibera, and there's
Ooh,
dance crews that come from this slum and they dance for free, like they're getting paid. Like it's like their passion, their hunger is different, bro. Like it just reminded me to see it over here as well. Why they don't have this, why they don't have that, all that jazz, just to
right,
see they fire. It really inspired me to want to give back. So if they see any value in me, bro, learn it. Bro, get it. Like, what
right,
you want to do? You want the
right,
airwalk? You want the grip? What you want? Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? That's with them that can't really afford it. You feel me? Like,
right.
I know folks. I know if I book a private class, I have to charge my clients a certain thing because I'm a movement coach as well. But over here, I'm doing a lot of like philanthropy work for people that look like me
Right.
and my wife, and it feels good. It just feels like, they see a lot of, like, over in the States, bro. You can seem too cool to care, and then you freeze to death.
Yeah. Yeah. So you told me you just
So
mentioned that you're a movement coach, right? So,
yeah,
but you also describe yourself as a movement and flow artist. So, what do you
absolutely.
mean? Tell the people that. What do you mean by flow? What does flow mean to you, but beyond just physical motion?
Have you seen? Have you seen a video of me spinning these sticks?
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
That's another aspect of my creativity that just happened to
Mhm.
be blessed and spoke to me, and I started to implement it into
Is
my
that something
movement. So when
that
I
you
say
got from
float,
out there?
nah,
Okay.
I've been spinning. It's called bougain. It's an S
Mhm.
staff, and when you spin them together and they do these certain illusions,
Yeah.
they call it. It's called bougain. So I've been spinning bougain for years. I actually battled with it twice. I battled with it at Battle Fest. I battled this dude
Uh-huh.
named Trini at Battle Fest, and then I battled a crumper named Girl B Dash at Rounds of Flame with my bougain.
Mhm.
And to my knowledge, I was the first person to ever do that, like take bougain and battle with it. I'm the only
Right.
person that I know to ever to dance with the bougain like I do. Like I have certain moves I do with
Mhm.
the bougain where I'm dancing and moving with it. Because most people just spin it in the fingers and they just don't really move their bodies.
Right,
I
right.
say that to say when I say flow artist, that is what I'm technically
Mhm.
doing. I am flowing with a tool. So that is where the flow
Right.
comes in. I'm a flow artist.
Got
And
you. Okay, got you. Got
me and my wife do acro yoga where I lay on the ground and I put her on my feet and I move her
Uh-huh.
around with my feet and my hands. And that's a acro yoga flow, right? So it's like we're flow artists as well as movement artists.
So what type of mood or what type of state do you put yourself in when you're creating? Let's just say, let's take it just back to, let's say you're dancing. You got an event come up, you got a battle coming up. What type of space do you put
Mhm.
yourself in? And are you, since you're a flower, are you more of, hey, turn the music on and let me go to what the universe is telling me to do right now with my body? Or are you a planner to where you're like, I know these moves and moves too, and I'm gonna put this within my natural flow, but I'm gonna hit them with this.
I have my signature moves, and after that, I just let go, bro.
You just let it go.
Songs help songs help me songs help me find the color I wanna paint with.
Uh-huh.
Songs can help me, get into a certain mood because I have acting training, so I can read a script and get into a mood without, like, letting that affect my personal energy. So I can get into something really sad or really emo or even be really happy and go lucky, and it just be what it is for that moment, you know what I'm saying? I just think the song choice
Right.
for me and because I like to have the space to be inspired in that moment, so I don't wanna get too planned out. If I'm doing something with my wife and we're doing something, of course, more choreographed and staged, but then we also
Yeah.
leave space to create in that moment as well because we both she has a degree in dance. She's trained more on that technical side. You feel me? I think I help her out with her freestyle. She helps me out with like my
Right.
choreography and catching steps and things. Yeah. And and so me, I like being free, bro. It's very much so. I like the P aspect. Storyboard. You put on the song and just let them feel.
Just put something on. So you're not a fan of, I can tell you're not a fan of those predetermined battles where people come with their music. I really can't stand that. I get it. But to me it turns into a talent show. It doesn't turn into a battle of the spirit and the essence of dance when you just like
I
the music play.
agree. I agree to a certain extent. I thought Battlefest had a certain balance of that for a little bit.
Mhm.
Like it's a very because you can't really tell who can get down if you just playing the song and da da da. If it all feels like choreo, then I don't feel the same thing. But I think Battlefest because these guys would train but would also let go at a certain aspect. Like certain dancers gave you that still. Like I think
Right.
Storm is one of them. Havoc is
Yeah.
one of them.
Go on, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sam, I don't know if you remember a dancer named Sam I Am.
Sam
He
I
was one
am.
of them. So you can get that like these guys prepared, but it also looks and feels fresh. So it's like it's a balance of that. You know what I mean? But
So I'm gonna
it's
ask you a
too
selfish question.
overdone.
I'm gonna ask you a selfish question for me, right?
Please.
So as an actor, right? Because I act and everything. I've been doing this for like since I moved down to LA. Like I moved down here in like
Hmm.
2016. I started acting like maybe
Hmm.
like 4 or 5 years ago. I've been,
Okay.
some things. So since has to do with flow, how do you get off the books? See, people that don't act, they don't might not know what I'm talking about, but you do. What do you do to get off the books? How do you get off the books?
I'm very rudimentary. I have
Hmm.
to walk around with the script and like kind of
Hmm.
move my body so it can sit in my body how I would say these things as the
Right.
character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have to walk. I'm walking with the book. I'm walking with the script. I'm saying them out loud, and the more and more I can pick my eyes off because I like to create the world around me and shit. You know how dancers like to look up and see the birds or look
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
The more
yeah,
I can end up looking up off the page and still having that conviction while remembering my lines, it just helps me just like kind of like, okay, baby steps,
mhm,
baby steps, baby steps. Because memorizing a script can be very overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
overwhelmed trying to memorize script, but that's me though. I
Trying to
gotta
just
move my body. My things are moving my body. I gotta walk in it,
yeah,
and I gotta like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It has to marinate a little bit. It has to
Right,
marinate. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
So
What
do
about
you
you?
ever use any technology? Do you ever use any like code readers? Or you know how you can like the apps you can speak on, you can already pre-speak the lines of the phone playing back and they'll say it in your voice and they'll pause. Do you use any type of technology or do you just natural with it?
I like to go old school, bro. I think there's
Yeah.
certain things I want to use technology for, but I like to like try to keep that as like a muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like keep that trained.
Right, right.
And it's just something if it's like kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm open to trying new things. You know what I'm saying? But in this space right now that I'm in, especially being over here,
Mhm.
I'm not getting booked for any acting jobs right now. Um,
Right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know what I mean? I gotta come back to the States in order to get that. But that's one of the reasons I love the fact that we're basically, in a sense, writing our own tickets. You know, we have our digital products that we
Mhm.
can sell. I have my ebook. My wife, who is over 1 year recovered from a spine surgery, just put out her first digital product, a 9-day mobility spine program, so people can be more mobile in
Mhm.
their spine.
Right,
And she's a
right.
dancer as well, so we're just trying to do more digital products because we're not near our audience in the States as much.
Right.
But yeah, script. Ugh, it's like it's really tough.
And so what is your plan? How long do you
Mhm.
guys plan? Like, what is your plan out there? How long do you plan to be out there? Do you plan on coming back stateside, or is you just trying to find your way? Are you flowing? You just flowing right now.
I would like to think that we're in a state of flow. I think that's the best way to be. You know, Bruce Lee says it, be
Hmm.
like water. But we have a lot of family, we have a lot of loved ones back in the States, and we have a lot of business we can do. Our whole goal is to bridge the gap between our brothers and sisters here and our brothers and sisters back in the States.
Right,
And we
right.
happen to wanna do it through the arts. So that's our bridge, you feel me? Like, we'll go out and dance in the park at Uhuru Park, which is a very known park in Nairobi, or I'll go do a battle for the kids and just let
Mm.
y'all see our faces and let y'all know that we're here, you know what I'm saying? If we can come through and teach a free workshop, let us know because 'cause we're here to contribute and let y'all know that your brothers and sisters back in the States care about y'all, and we want this
Right.
connection to be more fruitful. We want this.
Well, what would you say? What is the energy comparison to teaching out there in Africa and teaching like stateside? What would you say? Because you mentioned that they have a lot of more passion. You mentioned the groups that are coming out of their largest ghettos. But how is it teaching
Mhm.
there, teaching here? What would you say if you compare it to what are the differences? What are some of the similarities?
Unfortunately, feel like unfortunately, bro, I really think that because we have created a lot of these basically all of these street styles in the States, like all of it comes from Black, Latino, and Caribbean people, right? Like all
Yeah,
of it comes from melanated people.
right.
And because we're in such a society with instant gratification now and all these things, I think we've been a little we take it we take it for granted a little bit. We do, we
Yeah,
do, we
yeah,
do, we do. And I it makes me itch, you know? Like it
yeah,
really like
yeah, yeah,
oh, like I really I that's why when you know Poppin' Pete, obviously, right? You know Poppin' Pete.
yeah, yeah.
He like I be watching Poppin' Pete's Instagram. He be over there in China. OD, right? There's obviously some type of value that they see that they're willing to pay a certain, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different value that they put to it.
They value it. Yeah.
Bro, when I did the battle, right? Right?
Hmm.
And then I hadn't been to Kibera yet, but the guy who threw the battle was asked me to come by and see his organization. He has an organization in Kibera to keep kids off the street. He teaches capoeira. His name is Salim. Teaches
Right.
capoeira. His program's called Inuka. And bro, I did the battle one day. I came to see Inuka the next day. When my wife could attest to this. When we walked into Inuka, the kids were screaming like they saw Chris Brown, bro.
Damn.
They didn't know me from nothing 2 days ago. When we walked
Hmm.
into Inuka, these kids they saw and it was like, yeah, like they were bugging, like
Right.
from seeing me dance, like from
Right.
seeing me not like hey yo OG, that was dope. And I love all the love. Don't get it twisted. It's just like,
No, yeah.
damn, bro, I didn't even know I could do that anymore. I didn't even
So
know if I still had it. Like,
what would you say is like, all right, let me pose it different. What, like, let's say everybody that's watching this, right? What does
Mhm.
like your legacy, what does legacy mean to you as, let's combine it all, as a teacher, as a dancer, as a writer? What does your legacy mean? What are
Well,
you trying to leave here with the youths, with everybody around you? What are you trying to share here at the end of the day?
listen to your spirit. Listen to your spirit. Stay authentically you. Even if the people around you that love you don't see what you're trying to see, as long as you're not hurting yourself or nobody around you, do it. Do it. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to tell people to do. That's dance has taught me, is to whatever, that's the legacy I want to leave behind. Whatever's in your spirit, whatever is, whatever resonates with you, gravitate towards it. No matter if people laugh at you, no matter if people think it's weird, because that is what's fed me and that is what has led me to where I am right now. And I love my life. Like I love I love the life that I live. So, and I think that only comes from listening to the voice inside and the messages I've been receiving, so
Right.
that's my legacy.
Okay, so this is gonna be my last question before we head out, bro. Is
Mhm. Yeah.
what would you tell yourself back then when you were 16, you just started, you just was walking into that Radio Shack, right? If you could meet yourself before you walked into that Radio Shack, what would you something that you would tell yourself?
I would say buckle up, buckle up. You're gonna wanna stay present for this ride. Like this movie is it's just starting. Like this movie is about to get crazy.
Right.
This is the movie that you really want to pay attention to. Cause brother, we ain't even talk about half the things I've done in my
No,
career.
I haven't even, bro, I got like 50 questions and I ain't think I asked you like 10. We just been talking. I didn't really
I
get to
promise
any
you.
good shit.
Bro, I promise you. But that's the thing. So within this, right? Because I know you got a life, I got a life, everything got things
Yeah,
going on. There's no way I can tell you about my whole life story in an hour, right? But
for
what you could
sure.
do is you can cop the ebook, Move Different, the Creative Hustle Guide, and then you can read about the journey because it's all in
Right,
there. It's all
right,
in there, right? Like I don't have to wait for an interview. That's another reason I was like, yo, my book. It talks about me
right,
meeting Kong. It talks about In the Heights. It talks about awakening. It talks about me becoming an extreme puppeteer. It talks about how
right,
meeting my wife also catapulted my artistic and business career. Like now we're business. The book has
right.
everything. So I know we gotta go, but for those who still want more of the
Man,
story, I promise
I
you. And that's
I
on
gotta
you. I got
look.
time, bro.
I
That's
know
on
you
you. I got
do.
time.
Y'all, hey, I'm headed up to the Bay to Johnny. Shout out to the Battle Saturday. Johnny Battle Intricate. Intricate's having a workshop and we'll go support. First Fridays, me and Nettie gonna be out there with the cameras getting interviews. But you, my man, we gotta get you back. Even if it's just you, I would love to get you a call. That would be fire, bro. If we could just get a
I got
panel
you. I
going.
got you. I got you.
Come
I
on,
got you.
man. You
I'll
know,
set it
because
up.
we just,
I'll set it up.
like I said, I didn't even go through, but these be the best times when it's natural, y'all. I love this. We always come prepared
Yeah.
with lists of questions, right? And I love when I could just
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
and I just like, it's just natural, you know? And it's like, cause it's so much to say.
Mhm.
We connected on so many levels from
Yo,
from Wing Chun to Long Beach to White Beach, Strong Beach to, to the
you
to
feel me?
acting and bro, you writing a book. I'm writing a book on church dancing. It's so crazy. And that's why I'm like, bro, I could be here for hours, bro. But I do it,
Yeah,
bro. I appreciate you. You got to come back for sure. Let's try to get this call going. You and Calm, bro. I think
I
that
got
would
you.
be fire, bro. Especially right now
I
after doing
got
the
you.
Aku, I'm finding like all the other styles, and I'm like, bro, this is what it really be looking like, you know. But before we get out though, you got to tell once again, bro. Give everybody where to follow you at, all the social media handles that you need, the name of the book, where to get the book at, all that good old stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can find me on Instagram. It's my name, Haseem dot Bivens is Gorilla Sage. If you just type in Gorilla underscore Sage, I'll come right up. The link for my book is in my bio, or you could DM me. I can send it to you directly. And I also have a company, like I was saying earlier, with my wife. That's Black Love Arts. We can find us as a company on Instagram as well. That's BLAKHLOV on Instagram. We'll come right up. And yeah, I'm here. I'm a resource. Reach out to me, ask me questions. I have a decent amount of knowledge that I don't mind sharing. So yeah, hit me up. And thank you again for this opportunity. This is my first interview since becoming an author. I was so looking forward to doing it with Turf 101. Yo,
Hey, man, I appreciate you. This one has been fire. This has been good, man. You know, and once again, people, hey, I appreciate all the support we get. Shout out to Nettie because she was texting me through. She was texting me too while we on. Like, wait a minute, I thought it was tomorrow at 5. I'm like, oh, that's another person. And she was like, damn it, I just got out the shower. Nettie, no, it's all good.
Y'all
We love
busy. Y'all busy.
Yeah.
Y'all busy. That's good.
Yeah, we be moving, but I appreciate everybody that subscribes to Turfn 101 YouTube, that follows, that watches the interviews. We have a lot of good people up here. You, man, brother Haseem, you got a good soul, good energy, good spirit. Very glad that you blessed the podcast, blessed us with this. And yes, bro, we will have you back. We got to have you back because we got to get deeper into the story. Especially after I read this book, we got to come back, man. We got to chop it up again. So once again, bro, I love it. I love it. Everybody, peace and blessings to everybody.
Yes.
Keep tuning in.
Yes.
And thank you once again, my brother.
Of course. Anytime we will be back, and I'm bringing calm.
Yeah. Bring calm for sure.
Turf 101. 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 Turf 101.